Just in case you missed it, it's the top 5 sports talkers of the day. Now, it's time for Dan Barrero's Top 5 at 5. Brought to you by Gutter Helmet of Minnesota. Never clean your gutters again. Learn more at gutterhelmetmn.com.
Does the baseball season start soon?
Yeah, I think it's like this weekend.
I have no idea. I'm that's how disconnected I am with your favorite baseball team, the Minnesota Twins.
I did for top 5. You know, it's kind of a thin day. We're going to make our own weather a little bit, but there was a story, Star Tribune, that said something along the lines of opening day roster getting set or appears set.
Yes,
and then it named 2 names. We're like, look to make the club. I have no idea who those 2 people are.
Well, you're not a ball guy.
Well, that's
the
true.
Ball guys probably
Ball
do.
guys, of course, know.
Yeah.
They've been looking at their baseball prospectus and Baseball America prospect list, but I feel like the groundskeepers for the Cleveland then Indians in the first major league, when they're like cleaning, who are these guys?
Yeah.
We're going to be, we're going to be bad. It's kind of how I feel, unfortunately.
I will add, and we'll probably get into this in a little more depth as we get closer to whenever the season starts. I would say this to Twins fans or people who classify themselves as formerly known as Twins fans. You're under no obligation to care at all about the young talent on the team and where it might go. You're under no obligation. You can. It's not illegal. But I don't want you to think you're not a ball guy if you do not immediately swallow that philosophy and go, well, I can't wait to see some, I got some interesting young pieces. That's for people who are ball guys and for people who want to be around the team forever. The hardcores, knock yourselves out. But with the backdrop that we have, basically what? We have cut payroll 30 and then another 30 or another 35. Whatever it is, I think it's down 60 to 65 mil.
From our playoff season?
We've had 2 late season collapses. We've had a gutted roster, 1 trade deadline, and another trade line in which we did virtually nothing to help the team. At that point, anybody who believes that the old-fashioned esoteric, you know what, though? Let's see what they got up on the horizon. God bless you, man, but that's
silver linings.
It's not going to play here right now, nor should it. But anyway, you were saying?
Opening day, by the way, Thursday in Baltimore. Thursday.
The other complaint we're hearing from the ball guys is I think we have in April 17 home games, and that seems counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Given our weather in April.
Yeah.
But there's again a part of me that says, what's the cliche? Ball don't lie. I mean, that might be the baseball gods giving us what we deserve. We actually, I would argue, deserve 25 home games in April.
Just the entire month.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know where we're going to have the most tension?
Where's that?
And you're going to have to deal with it this week. I'm going to be in Sacramento.
There's a shock.
On Enough Said, when Lori wants to talk about Twins Tuesdays on Fox 9.
Yeah,
she's going to try to jam it in every week. And that's her job.
Yeah,
I understand why she's going to, but there's going to be weeks where we're just not in the mood to even be nice about it with her.
No.
We're going to go, we can't do it. We think. Unless, again, they shocked the world.
Well, I'm always in favor of baseball on a local TV station.
Of course.
Whether it's 9 or not. It's better for us that it's 9, but in theory, that's the way it should be. That's the way it once was. A lot of people thought it was never going to be that way again. I don't know if this is the start of a trend, but it's the same thing. There's got to be a sense of something happening, and right now there's no sense of that.
About 25 minutes from now, we've got Dr. Dan's Inbox, JG at KFAN.com. If you'd like to get in, Dr. Dan's Inbox, JG at KFAN.com. Wolves take on Houston tomorrow night. This is an absolute fallness tweak. The Wild play tonight. We're going to talk about them, but we're going to lead with the Wolves who play tomorrow night.
He ain't going to like that.
I know he's not. The Houston Rockets, but here's why I got to bring it up. Anthony Edwards was kind of spotted around practice today. He's been out for the last handful of games with the injury that is described as right knee patellofemoral pain syndrome. So his knee hurts.
Yeah.
He's still out for tomorrow, even though he apparently was doing some stuff at practice today. But this came out 12 minutes ago. Added as questionable. Your guy, Ayo Dosunmu.
Ooh.
With right calf soreness.
Oh.
Which is, Johnny says, a concerning injury. Right calf soreness. Not saying it's Achilles, But that can lead to that, right? We've talked about it. The calf injuries,
Yeah,
the
you can't
Achilles.
mess with it. Yeah.
So when Johnny says it's a concerning injury, I take his word for it. A concerning injury for Io.
That's scary.
Who has been very, very good,
He's been
obviously.
outstanding.
He's been a great acquisition for the club.
The more we see of him, the more we like of him.
And the Wolves, as we speak right now, are a half game ahead of the Houston Rockets, who come here off of a loss. We are 44-28 in the 5 spot. The Rockets are 6. The Nuggets.
They have right now, again, the tiebreaker on us because we have 2 games left with them. I think they've won the only game, if I'm not mistaken.
The Rockets?
The Rockets.
Okay.
So that's another team we got to worry about. Well, you can't stay tied with them because you lose, as is the case with Denver. I don't think we have to worry about Phoenix any longer at this point behind us. But I think with Houston, we can still win the season series if we win the next 2. But if we split the next 2, they have the season series, and then we're back. You got to finish ahead of them if you want the tiebreaker to work in your favor.
So we are, like you said, the nice thing is it doesn't appear that there's any danger unless they completely bottom out.
You're no lower than 6.
Which is good,
so
obviously.
No play-in.
But now, let's get a little greedy, and the Wolves obviously won their last game. The Nuggets have won 2 in a row.
And the Lakers finally lost, right?
Yes.
So now I think we're 1 game behind them in the loss column.
We are 2 games behind them in the loss column.
We still are 2?
Yeah, they're 46-26. We're 44-28.
Oh, I apologize. I thought with that game that lost last night, that then there was an uneven number of games. Okay.
So 8:30 tomorrow night right here on the Fan for the Wolves and Rockets.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good to me. And let's hope. Well, we know Edwards is not going to play. That's official.
Yep.
It'd be nice to, but I think they probably are going to be cautious with DeSumo. A lot of our texters are not pushing for what I've been pushing, which is get to at least 4. They're saying, well, then you're playing Oklahoma City in the second round. And I can't be as concerned with that as they are, even though now they're dominating again. But I mean, you can also look at, the Spurs I think the Spurs are something like 23-2 in their last 25 games, and they only picked up like 2 games in the standings.
Right.
Because Oklahoma City's not losing again.
Right. But the Spurs are really good.
And the Spurs are good too.
You're going to have to go through one of them.
Exactly. I want home field for a round. I mean, I don't know that it's realistic to go to 3 as high as 3 at this point, because I haven't looked at the Lakers schedule. And the Wolves got a very nice victory against Boston. You and I have not had a chance to talk about it.
That was nice.
And what is being developed, and this can be a hopeful sign, is a different personality, especially when Bones, who I doubted too much, and DeSumo are on the floor together.
They love each other.
They are creating a different look for a team that needed a different look. Whether the veterans are on, the regulars are on the court or not, they feel different when those 2 guys are going good. And there is a spirit and an energy that is all to the good. Now, whether it can be sustained in the postseason, it's always a different animal than whatever regular season trends you have. But it's encouraging to see what those 2 players, when they're going good, seem to add to the equation for a team that is known to be way too moody, way too dour, and way too, sort of poor, pitiful us too much of the time. And Bones is upbeat, and DeSumo just plays upbeat. He doesn't always have all the gestures that his teammate does, but similarly, he just plays with a spirit.
How could you be moody around those 2? Especially Bones. How could you be moody around Bones?
I don't think you can. That's the beauty of it, yeah.
Big game for the Wild tonight, or a game against a really good team, Tampa Bay Lightning. You'll hear it right here on the Fan. We are out at 6:15 because of it. Kevin Fall in his pregame show at 6:15. Puck drops at 6:30. It is the Gus Bus in the net tonight as the Wild are down in Tampa. Wonder if Louie's going to the game to help grow.
Well, that's a good question.
Where was Louie yesterday?
He's doing TV when we play Boston. Is that next week? He reminded me yesterday.
Okay.
I think we're playing the Bruins next week. I think he's doing that game. I'm not sure. I didn't ask him about tonight.
It'd be fun if he was watching.
I think that's all the time we have for hockey.
We did have a nice win over Dallas, by the way.
We did have a nice win. We talked a lot about it with Luigi and with Brett Blakemore on Sunday. A very nice win. There's no question. I really do believe in the case of the Wild, you are simply, I don't want to call it exhibition-y, but it's pretty close because you really can't change your position, unlike the Wolves. And secondly, I think you're at a point now where you just want to try line combos. You want to experiment a little bit, and you want to get as healthy as possible and stay as healthy as possible.
Brett Larson is the new Gopher men's hockey coach. He was announced today. He was introduced today. Brock Faber loves it. He was asked about it at Skate Around today. Was coached in the Olympics by him. 16 years, 8 as a head coach of collegiate coaching experience. He comes from the same place the last guy came from, St. Cloud State, where
I
he
think
was the
that's
head
what's
coach.
bugging people. I'm not even sure that's fair
Yeah,
to Larson, but don't you think that's what it's like,
Totally.
well, wait a minute.
totally.
We're not that's not supposed to be our feeder system. We're the University of Minnesota. I think that's what's working against him.
What's funny is when it was Bob, though, it was a slam dunk.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody knew we're bringing Bob.
Yeah.
Because Bob's been here. He was here with Don. Everybody loves Bob.
Yeah.
Players loved Bob. And Bob had a good run. But yeah, with
Is
Larson.
he going back to St. Cloud?
Your guy Royce said he
did
should
acknowledge it.
Yeah, he said he should if he wants to. 4 NCAA tournament appearances as coach of the Huskies, 2 conference championships, and they played in the national title game in 2021, which is only 5 years ago. So Brett Larson is your new coach there. Where did I want to go next? Oh, big upset in the State Boys basketball tournament. Target Center, 2-seed Wayzata. 2-seed Wayzata had a big lead against Apple Valley and lost. So the player of the year, Star Tribune player of the year, Christian Wiggins. People might have read about him today and go, hey, I want to go watch this guy. He's good. He's great. I love watching him play. He's going to Iowa State. Nolan Anderson's going to the Gophers. He's on that Wayzata team. They lost today in a major upset in round 1. March Madness, baby.
Gaardsy's conscience writes, Kaprizov and who else returned besides Kaprizov? Who are the 2 injured players that came back for us?
I don't know. Ask him.
Well, it says J-E-E. Oh,
That's
Eric
Drew
Sinek.
Sinek.
Why didn't he just put the name?
Because it's a nickname, because that's what they call him.
It's silly. And Kaprizov returned, but tell me more about Spotting Ant. That's from Gaardsy's conscience, also known as fallness.
When was Kaprizov out? I thought he was a warrior.
Yeah, well, that's what we've been told.
I was living at the barn
actually
for
wasn't
3
much
days.
of a warrior last year either.
Yeah, I was living at the barn for 3 days. I wasn't totally dialed.
Who compared the defending champion to a team with 0 playoff experience? LOL. What were we talking about there? Who was the defending champion we were confirmed? Oh, the Oklahoma City. They saying, to your point, that the Spurs are tough too. The Spurs have no equity, but nobody wants to play them.
If you ask me who I'd rather play, sure, it would be San Antonio, but I'm not loving that option either.
No.
It's not like, we have to do that.
That's correct.
I think the Wolves would actually rather play Oklahoma City.
Look at the weird emojis that Fallness just sent us.
I don't have the text line.
You're probably better off that way.
I think I am.
I might shut the thing down. Is that it?
Unfortunately, yeah.
That's good enough. We'll come back, and you can always find... I should say always. You can often find interesting items on X offered up by individuals whose reputation is to sort of fly under the radar a little bit and not be as interested in engaging in sort of the online savagery that takes place. And every once in a while, those individuals are exposed. We're going to expose one of them when we come back, and then maybe even get to some big dance stuff, in addition to Dr. Dan's inbox at the bottom of the hour.
And
Johnny Shock Jock is back at it. I'm looking at a tweet from Johnny. Speaking of the boys high school basketball tournament.
Yeah.
This was from, looks like...
This morning. Yep.
My sources say that the Blaine coach found time to talk to the media and console his players, who also spoke to the media after this loss in the state tournament. I didn't know it was possible to do both. First response, Kevin Seifert with the, what do you call the 2 eyeballs? What's the eyeballs emoji?
Basically like the
whoa.
eyes, the big eyes emoji.
Like, wow.
Yep.
That was followed by a tweet from Bring Ass. Here's the thing. I bet the vast majority of people don't care if he does or doesn't talk to the media. Why still beat this drum? Johnny responds, because I think it reflects on the character of a leader. Josh tweets, my sources say they should have worried less about doing a meaningless post-game presser and more about actually trying to be competitive on the big stage. Wow.
Man.
Hopefully, they addressed their defensive effort in the presser. I think the Bengals were edged 72-44.
Okay, who'd they play?
They played the Titans, didn't they?
Oh, Tartan. Yeah, Tartan's good.
Yeah. Johnny's response, yes, they were worried about doing media, which is why they lost. I wholeheartedly disagree with how this all happened at the hockey tournament, but all you ever do is take shots at hockey. We get it. You hate hockey. Focus on the sports you actually care about instead of always backhanded comments at the hockey community.
I don't think he hates hockey.
Johnny's back again.
I think he hates Minnetonka.
Nah, those are just the ones you pay attention to, and almost all of them are tongue-in-cheek. The latest one was genuine. I flamed the hoops coaches for Hopkins and Wayzata a few years ago when they were out of pocket as well.
Remember that.
Titans, super talented team, made every big open shot really impressive. False equivalency, writes Zach, not Halverson. 2 OT state championship game loss isn't quite the same as getting blown out as expected by a far superior opponent. Also, love your work, but the media takes the furthest back seat in high school sports. High school teams skipping pressers is irrelevant. Our high school didn't show up for the game yet. A great season, though. We get it. Tonka players and coach made a mistake. Let it go. Stop being a 3 weeks later. So entitled. Thanks. So tired of the hockey apologists. Maybe they should become the state of snowflakes. So it was, the reaction is fast and furious and still, I guess, coming hard.
Well, my comment to Johnny or about Johnny was, you can take Johnny out of Blaine, but you can't take the Blaine out of Johnny. He gets scrappy when he needs to.
It's I think there's some class envy in this. I think there's any question about that. You know, because
it goes back to Nelly.
He's blue collar Blaine guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if it's a western suburban,
he doesn't love it.
High school,
plucking his
privilege, highfalutin, have it too easy. I think that's the whole bit, isn't it?
Given that once we brought up his high school football coach moving to Minnetonka, and the basketball coach, Novak, was at Blaine before he went to Hopkins, that completely ignited it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it certainly did.
It was unbelievable.
It was amazing. It was almost, it's close to unprecedented, I think, in Johnny's case.
It was a great 10 to 15 minutes.
Carl in Cottage Grove, did y'all address the viral clip of our former and now current Maryland head coach pumping up her players? So good. I don't know that I know this story. Do you?
Yes. Brenda Fries, formerly of the Gophers. Yes. Yeah. Was seen during their round of 32 loss to North Carolina.
Yeah.
As one of the players was checking out, and I don't remember the player. It might have been Alucci. Basically, right in her face, yelling at her and saying, I believe in you, but you need to stop being scared and meet the moment here. The moment is here waiting for you. And it was a I believe in you, fired up, pump-up speech. Well, they lost. So people would say maybe it didn't, but there was a lot. Remember when Izzo yelled at the player a few years ago during March Madness? Tom? When he pulled him into the huddle.
Yes.
It's that discussion.
Okay, right.
Is this coaching? Yeah. What kind of coaching is it? The player themselves said, I came to Maryland to get coached like that by her. And so that's the discussion that they're having. Is it too hard? Was it too rough?
Sure.
I don't think it was. I think it was a great message. And she's basically saying, I believe in you, but you got to go. It's time to go.
Yeah.
And this is your moment. You have to meet it. You've got to get into this game.
And then they did lose that game to Carolina.
Yes.
Right? Carolina was seated a little ahead of them.
They were the 4.
Yeah, they were the 4, and Maryland was, I think, the 5.
Correct.
4 versus 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get a bottom of the hour pause in. Dr. Dan's inbox yet to come. There might be some big dance stuff to discuss as well. We are out 15 minutes early for Minnesota Wild hockey, much to the delight of Kevin Fallness. And we'll come back with the inbox next. Before we get to the inbox, maybe get to some big dance stuff, maybe some other A-section material as well, and then turn it over to Minnesota Wild hockey right here on the flagship. Couple texts to discuss. This one might be one of my new favorites. Let me see if I can scroll up to get to it. This is from Tom in Savage. Johnny Athletic, gracious and humble in defeat, as always.
Brilliant.
It's a very nice Bo Ryan callback there. Number of people saying they had no problem with Brenda Freese having that intense moment with her player. It's appropriate for the NCAA Division I big dance. The problem I have is that there are too many Joe Blows in Blaine or Minnetonka who see that clip and believe then that it's an appropriate way to coach his son's fifth grade traveling basketball team.
Interesting.
It's well written, well stated. I think there's probably some truth to that. Imitation. I mean, it is true. You watch stuff on TV enough and you go, yeah, see, that's coaching. So it's never too early to hold these fifth graders accountable.
Did that texter see me at Farmington High School a couple of weeks ago?
Did you lose it a little bit?
No, but I may have.
You may have?
We coached them hard.
Well, I don't think you can ever necessarily apologize for that, right?
Trying to set the standard.
That's what you're trying to do, right?
Traveling basketball.
You got to set it up early, and then make sure in eighth grade they take they go through eighth grade twice.
The gap year, yeah.
Which we talked about much earlier. You guys are aware of Common's new nickname for you, Tasteless Vox of mashed potatoes.
He did tell me that yesterday.
Tasteless Vox
I
of
like
mashed
that.
potatoes. That's not bad.
That's a good nickname.
There's nothing wrong with that. You're self-deprecating to a fault.
I love it, yeah. Hey, if he's talking about me, I can't complain.
This is from 952 guy, I think referring to the done as item involving Lou Ragoose. Sorry, but your ranting every week is not going to get your Bobo, Michelle Tafoya, elected. No chance against Amy Klobuchar. Where do I begin? Where do I even begin?
Maybe with the facts of it first.
Well, the facts of it would be that the moment it became apparent, not official, but apparent, that Amy Klobuchar was going to run for governor, the host of this program, the Michelle Tafoya apologist, said, the race is over. There is no race. Amy Klobuchar is too popular a politician in this state and too effective a senator in this state to have any chance to lose no matter who you end up putting up on the Republican side. So I don't know what to tell you. I know, again, there are people on both sides of the political aisle, Sharks and Jets, who want to set up the host of this program as the boogeyman. But it's okay. I just think we're in that mode again where you are only allowed to criticize and rant about the things that is on that are on your side of the political aisle. I had a text earlier from somebody saying that, well, there's only so much time. So I'm going to choose to concentrate on holding the administration accountable on the ICE surge here that resulted in the deaths, the killings of two individuals, a subject that I'm not sure we've had difficulty exploring on this show for many, many, many weeks and made the opinions clear, both mine and yours in that regard. So we're back to the decision is made that that's the only thing you can rant about. And it doesn't matter how many times you have ranted about it in the past, you're not allowed to react to this is a newer story that Ragoose brought to my attention. I think there was also a Star Tribune version of it as well, laying out another important story that indicates the degree to which individuals who run this state have dropped the ball. Well, I think all agree that the deaths of individuals is always going to be the most significant issue. But I'll just say respectfully to that individual, you're lying to yourself if you decide that because you deem only one subject worthy of any discussion, that others must follow your lead. I'm not here to tell you what you can rant about or what you want to emphasize or whatever you want to bring the most oxygen to. But there's always, as we said, something rather patronizing and condescending about deciding for other people that they're capable of introducing and I guess you could say continuing to discuss a couple of different subjects on a show that goes 3.5 hours most days. Today it's going to be a little less than that. But in any case, like I said...
Can you read that text again?
All right.
I just want to make sure I heard what I thought I heard.
Sorry, but your ranting every week is not going to get your Bobo, Michelle Tafoya, elected. No chance against Amy Klobuchar.
Okay. So what I was hoping to clarify is, unless I've missed something, Amy Klobuchar is running for governor.
Correct.
Michelle Tafoya is running for Senate.
Oh, that's a good point. You're right about that. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. They're not even for the same deal. So I don't know.
So what are we fighting about?
I don't even know. But regardless,
you're right. But I wanted to get. That's what I meant. Like, let's get those facts straight first.
I don't even think that. And again, no offense. I'm not. It's not me taking. I mean, I don't think we've talked much about Michelle Tafoya politically ever on this show. But it's a person who's decided that their feelings were hurt, that we are responding to factual reporting that continues to be done in the field that exposes the soft underbelly of the way this state has been run when it has come to doling out money. And you can say, well, that's just about money. That's not about life and death. And I will tell you, you can be concerned with the larger ramifications of both, even if there is never a substitute for the loss of life. But in that world, that's the world in which I can't give any sustenance to my enemy, so I've got to continue to concentrate on whatever I want to concentrate on. So I have absolutely no idea. I don't even know what Tafoya's position is on this. But does in all honesty, at this late date, does the series of scandals that we're dealing with now, does that have to be partisan in nature? Just because it may make your tribe look a little worse than the other tribe? Is that, I had thought from like individuals, including frequent guest of this program, Andy Luger, that some stuff transcended the politics of it because of the seriousness of the crimes being committed and the amount of money being stolen from us that can, in theory, make lives better. That really, again, shouldn't have to be all that difficult. And part of my reason for staying on it is I don't believe there's been anywhere near the reckoning on this. That doesn't mean it has to rise to the level of the ICE surge, but we're adults. The notion that you got to pick one. Got to pick one. According to who? How do you get to decide for other people? Decide for yourself. Not going to decide for us on this show. Anyway, let's get to some letters.
It's time for Dr. Dan's Inbox.
We get your letters every day.
952 guy. Maybe you'll get your guy Mike Lindell elected.
Dear Dr. Dan, no more political text. We're already messing with the inbox. We're putting it on Tuesday because I'm gone Thursday. And now we're late 10 minutes because that's what happens sometimes, and I love it. Dear Dr. Dan.
There was, by the way, discussion. Would Mike Tafoya consider which way might she go in terms of Senate seat or governor, right?
Sure.
And quite frankly, if it was ever in her mind, if she read the tea leaves, we've talked about this with Republicans like Chris Mattel, once Klobuchar was the heir apparent, it was over. And so if you have a political bone in your body, you know that, and you go, not going to work. If the goal is to win, I'm going to give myself a better chance running for a different office. You were saying?
Dear Dr. Dan, there are certain things we may never see again. For nearly a decade, though, you would have seen me wearing the purple and white with the Northwestern basketball team. Somehow you just knew when the basketball season rolled around, I was going to be on the team battling your G Gophers, B Cardinal, and the Boilermakers, and the rest of the Big Ten. Nowadays, with the transfer portal, NIL, gap years, who knows what else, there's no guarantee you know anything from year to year. I mean, I don't even know if you have to attend classes at all to be eligible. With me, Dr. Dan, it was always, how could he be back again? Now they ask, who's that? This from E. Eschmeyer. Do the kids know E. Eschmeyer?
Is he still playing?
Not at Northwestern.
Yeah, at Northwestern he can't be.
They had another guy who felt like he was there forever.
Yeah, that's true.
Northwestern guys don't leave.
They don't.
They love Northwestern.
Well, who wouldn't? It's a good school. You're on the lakefront, Chicago, Illinois. Why would you want to leave?
It's a nice campus.
Yes.
They've got a nice new arena.
I wouldn't want to leave if indeed that was the case.
Jay Settles was another one for Iowa.
Remember that?
He played 6 years. He was there forever.
I mean, his hairline receded a lot over the course of the time he was there, as I recall it, because he was there like 10 years.
So did B. Cardinals.
Yeah, remember that?
B. Cardinal, I think, was there for a long time.
Yeah.
Big Ten was ahead of its time.
Who had the most extreme example of receding hairline in the history of the Big Ten? It's got to be Granville Waiters, Ohio State. Remember him?
No, I don't remember him.
Look up Granville Waiters,
Okay.
and you will, I think, immediately see what he looked like. I mean, almost, I think, immediately in college.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I think nobody
That's not
had.
receding.
Well, no, it's gone pretty
Yeah.
much, right? Yeah, and this was pre, you just shave it off, that's become fashionable, right?
Yep.
This was long before
And he
that.
had a beard, too.
Yeah,
So it was like his head was on upside down.
right.
Because he had the full beard. That's interesting.
Yeah, he did. Ohio State, I think, is who he played
Yes.
for, right? Yeah.
Yep, and then played
Big man.
professionally as well. So there you go. E. Eschmeyer checks in.
That's a good reference. Yeah, that's a really good reference.
It's time for Dr. Dan's Inbox.
Did he basically cost Dan Munson his job? Was he playing in those days when when Munson kept losing to Northwestern in the tournament?
Let's see. Evan Eschmeyer. Let's see the years because I'll remember that. Okay. Wikipedia. No, he was pre-Munson.
Pre-Munson, okay.
He was the 34th pick of the 1999
Is that right?
NBA draft. Where's his college career? That's not even in here.
Yeah. He's a
That's
good
too
college player, as I recall.
Well, you would have a good memory of him. He played forever. That was the bit.
That's true.
Where do we want to go? Dear Dr. Dan, after thinking I had landed in a new dream job and situation near my wife's home, I was immediately replaced by younger talent. Now I can't find employment anywhere, and I'm available. Do you know of any employment lawyers, resume writing services, or at worst, a place to trade Kohl's cash for legal tender? This from Kay Cousins. Where's Kay Cousins? Has he been signed by anybody?
That's a good question. The assumption was he was going to end up in Vegas. But that hasn't happened yet, has it?
I don't think it has.
That's a good question. Is it possible Kay Cousins... Well, I don't think he's going to announce his retirement. My guess is Kay Cousins will wait it out, right? Because he clearly doesn't think he's done, correct?
No, he wants to play.
So my guess is he'd say, I'll just wait and see if somebody gets hurt in training camp. Chances are really good that either J.J. McCarthy and or Kyler Murray are going to get hurt in training camp anyway. And then when I'd be able to just make the team on the rebound. That's a great question. I don't know. And A-Rod still has not emerged, has he?
I don't believe so.
Nothing official there either. Does that mean it's not too late for the Vikings to sign him?
Seems late.
Well, we're getting Kyler for minimum.
That's true. What a room
You want
we'd
to talk
have.
about a room? A-Rod, Kyler, JJ, Wentz, and your guy, Brosmer.
He's gone. Brosmer.
Oh, yeah, he's gone?
Did we sign him to a futures
I thought
deal?
we signed him.
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
I should know.
Granville,
It's time
Go ahead.
for Dr.
Granville Waiters was 43 years old in his freshman year. Yeah, he did kind of have that look. He looked like an aging NBA veteran as a freshman in college.
But also back then, it's the old thing like Wilford Brimley when he was 35 looked like he was
Yes.
70. That
That's
was always
true.
the joke.
That's true.
He never aged because he always
Yeah.
looked old. Why did everybody look old back then? Did we find the fountain of youth? Is it all the
that's actually-
TB12 method?
Might be a good topic down the road.
Like even I was saying Bob Motzko.
Yeah.
He's 65
Yeah,
years old.
you're
To
right.
me, he doesn't look... I don't know what I think 65 years
Yeah.
old is supposed to
That's
look
it.
like,
Yeah.
but he doesn't look like that.
Yeah, it's a great
But
point.
back then, everybody looked old for some reason. This is an intriguing one. I appreciate the clever
Your opinion.
nature of this one. Yeah, we'll see. I like it. Dear Dr. Dan, one of the great debates of our time is what is the best way to serve fried chicken, bone in or boneless?
Yeah.
When it comes to bones and buckets of chicken, I am the leading expert on the topic. Have you ever heard of my secret blend of 12 herbs and spices? However, as it relates to the basketball hardwood, I must lean on your expertise. The Timberwolves will soon find themselves with their own bones or buckets question
Oh.
when injured players return
Yeah.
and decisions need
Yeah.
to be made on B. Highland's playing time.
Yeah.
So what say you, Dr. Dan, when the injuries subside and the decision must be
question.
made? Will it be time for the Wolves to choose boneless or bones in? Yours in poultry pontification.
Oh, that's so good.
C. Sanders.
Brings back the days of the chicken wars on the Bumper to Bumper program as
Pretty
well.
sure we still have that sound.
We probably do somewhere.
Boneless or bones in?
It's a clever letter, but it also speaks to a serious question, which we talked about yesterday with Johnny Athletic. The challenge always is when your star player is out, even if it's for only a week or two, when it's long enough to let other people kind of assume new roles because you need more out of them. The challenge is, especially if you like what you see from some of those players, is how do we put the star back in and not lose the verve and the voltage that we seem to get from Bones Highland and certainly Ayo Dosunmu. And that's why they pay coaches the big bucks, because I am firmly convinced that the Wolves and the head coach saw enough from B. Highland especially. I mean, because we know to a certain extent Dosunmu is going to be in the rotation. But I think he liked enough what he has seen now from B. Highland that he's going to work overtime to make sure that doesn't get lost the moment A. Edwards is back. Because, in all honesty, we've talked about it all year. Most of these players are who they are. So the question was whether any of the complementary players could grow into new roles, be bigger, be more productive, bring something different, maybe a different look to this team, especially offensively. And at their best, and again, we got to remember it's regular season, but at their best, I think that's what we're starting to see from B. Highland. And certainly the more we see of Dosunmu, that's the case too. So it's a good letter, but it may well tell the tale for how far the Wolves go in the postseason, right? Because we can't add any more players.
Right.
We are who we are at this point.
That's true.
So it's how he mixes up I guess you could say, the combinations of players so that we don't get back to a place where we go, B. Highland feels like an afterthought. Okay, 1 out of every 4 games, he's okay, but then he goes away again. That's, I don't think, what you can afford to do at this point. You have to find a way to try to bottle what he seemed to offer, what's called in the business the basketball of joy.
Did you see what C. Finch said today about M. Conley?
No.
And taking him out of the rotation? I'm paraphrasing.
How hard it was?
He said it was one of the hardest things he's ever done as a coach, and he basically said, this part I think was accurate, I'm quoting it accurately, said it felt like a crime against humanity. A crime against humanity.
Wow.
But that's how much you love the guy.
Yeah,
and
it's hard not to. Yeah.
I get it.
I think what you now see is M. Conley understands his lot in life. That he is probably only going to be a player called in an emergency situation, like two backcourt players get into foul trouble. 2 of them get into a fight. That kind of thing.
Which is possible in this team.
Well, that's true,
ladder.
too. But that's pretty much the deal. And by the way, it's a little easier, I think, to accept that that's Conley's new role because we're seeing 2 other perimeter players in their own way show that they might be able to contribute to whatever is going to take place here in the postseason.
Remember when T. Kirkshin sat by us in the Dome?
That's still the best.
In like section 252.
That's still the best. I mean, that's like
he's on TV right now for people that are wondering what the hell I'm talking about.
That's his Paul Manasseh story. I told a story earlier about being a student paper reporter yelling at the media relations guy at LSU before an NCAA tournament game because he didn't even have a table in front of us to put our typewriters on to write our stories. That's how he felt. Tim Kirkshin felt when his media position was placed next to yours and mine at the Metrodome for a postseason
Twins
baseball
Yankees.
game. I mean, think about it. This guy is like Hall of Fame level.
He's Kirkshin.
He's Tim Kirkshin, and he's sitting there right next to a couple of jamokes, you and me.
I liked how you said it. You called it out, though, to him. You go, Kirkshin, what are you doing up here?
It was too good. It's one of the great memories. You're exactly right.
I think of it every time I see him.
As I recall, we lost that playoff game, didn't we? Somebody hit a long dong.
I think it was Ruben Sierra.
It was Ruben Sierra just killed us.
Yeah,
you're right.
And it was a pitcher who wasn't that good for the Yankees. Was it Kevin Brown? It was somebody.
Yeah, it was somebody that wasn't supposed to be dominant.
Yeah, but was, because that's how things went back then.
It's time.
A long time ago. The Dome.
Inbox.
Letters. Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day.
Dear Dr. Dan, I'm sorry I've not been able to correspond with you much this week. I've been busy finding new pieces to create a winning culture here at the U. Today, this involves sticking the knife further into the backs of our fellow Minskew brethren, S. Cloud State. While they're known for their historic granite quarries and legendary Val's food, I'm doing my part to make sure S. Cloud is never known for, quote, hockey championships or longtime coaches. We also save money by not having to print MapQuest directions for B. Larson. We just let him use the same ones we printed for B. Motzko. Sincerely, M. Coyle.
Wow, M. Coyle.
Smiling Assassin checks in.
By the way, has the Smiling Assassin done a presser? He did finally do one, didn't he?
He did one yesterday, and then he was part of one today with B. Larson.
B. Larson.
Yeah.
The only guy he wants to talk to is you. He's got to broaden that a little bit.
I'm a nice guy. I'm a good guy to talk to.
I don't deny that. I don't deny that at all. But you're the athletic director of a major university. That excuse of, well, I got a lot of tournament stuff because I got to sit and look solemn, look like the Smiling Assassin at the table, at the courtside table. The NCAA representation from the committee. I mean, that's a nice built-in excuse he always has. Well, I can't talk to you about the coaching dismissals because I got to do my other job. This is the number one job as far as I'm concerned. Well played.
I was talking to somebody, because remember there was the big, firing Ben Johnson. Does he come back? He came back for it. He flew on the plane.
Yeah.
And then he had to be back. And you and I said,
I actually defended him.
So
on
did
that
I.
Yeah.
I think there's not a good way to do it.
Right.
But what was always funny to me was people he was under serious heat from the committee to be back. Like, he was told he had to be back by 10:30 the next day. And I wanted to kind of go to the committee and go, or what? We're not going to put the tournament on?
Yeah. It's
we're one Mark Coyle tardy meeting away
from... They take themselves very seriously on that committee.
And I understand why Mark felt the urge to do it, and he's not going to, ruffle any feathers because that's not his deal.
Some truth to that.
But I wanted to be like, what if Barry Alvarez was like... You think Barry Alvarez would have been like, hey, I got to go fire a coach. I might not be back. Can I come back for the lunch meeting? You know what I mean?
Or what? What is the or else?
We got to call CBS and tell them.
No, not that. Anything but
that. We're not going to get Clark. We're not going to get the brackets.
But here's the thing. That's where some of us are suspicious that he knows that too, but he likes using it as an excuse when it serves his purpose. That's my concern about the Smiling Assassin. I like to talk to you, but got these other obligations,
They're on my ass in Indy.
I'd be cutting open a vein with you guys 4 days earlier if we'd have had the opportunity to do it. So we'll see.
Where do I want to go next? We only have time for a couple more. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This one, you'll be annoyed by this one, or this one won't do much for you, but I'm still going to read it.
Dan's Inbox.
Letters. Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day.
Dear Dr. Dan, I'm back. Tonight, I make my return to golf to help my TG team, Jupiter Lakes, find victory against LA Golf Club. I know Jay Gard will be locked in. Augusta in 2 weeks. Wish me well, T. Woods.
So, help me understand all this. I thought, so what's he back on? What is this?
Well, it's like the little indoor made-for-TV golf league.
I thought he never stopped doing that. Has he not done that in a while?
I don't think he's done it in a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that because of health again, or because he's just bored with it?
He's had 50 surgeries.
Yeah,
Remember, he's had the accidents and all the stuff. He's got to be in Augusta.
Yeah.
Even though I know he's not the same guy. For me, he's always an untouchable. I have a weakness for Tiger Woods.
I get it. He's legendary. There's no arguing with that part. That part of it, I don't think can ever go away. I actually think it's easier to accept the Tiger Obos at the point where they stop saying, Tiger's lurking. Then that's when I lose it again. We're past lurking, right? Can we now, as long as even a Tiger Obos, Tiger's lurking, and he'd end up losing by 22 strokes.
He didn't
even make the cut.
Couldn't walk by the second day.
That's also true.
There's a lot of rumblings he will do the senior tour here coming up pretty quickly, which I hope he does.
What would be a greater boost?
Yes.
In all seriousness, on the senior circuit, are you kidding me? That would be massive. Huge. The question is, can he play well enough where he's not going to get mad at himself or get embarrassed, right? Because, I mean, the guy, I still think I'm assuming he's pretty competitive, unless he's past it and just says, you know what, I'm just going to go out and play. I'm going to have fun. Because he would be almost immediately the most popular player on the tour, even if he never wins, wouldn't he?
Oh, of course.
On the senior tour,
Yes,
for sure,
they
because a
would
lot
sell
of that's
tickets right
ceremonial
away.
anyway.
Yes. Yeah, it's all guys just waking up the
Correct.
echoes.
Yeah.
All right, let's do one more quick one.
Okay.
Quick walk-off.
It's time for Dr. Dan's Inbox.
Letters. Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day.
Dear Dr. Dan, get off my side. That's from M to Foya.
That's well played.
Dear Dr. Dan, how do you like me now? W Arena. W.
That's more for
Arena.
you than me.
You're right. You're right.
Honesty. Yeah.
It was.
We cleared that up.
I will say
yesterday.
it was rocking over the weekend.
Yeah, that's good.
My goodness.
That was a product.
And actually, I've been talking about, I was listening to some stuff today. I was on a Big Ten college podcast today for women's hoops. As one of the 3 remaining Big Ten institutions in the Sweet 16. So it was Michigan guy, it was UCLA guy, it was
right.
me. And the UCLA guy who's done it forever, he was listening while I was talking, and he jumped on and he talked about, he said he'd never heard Pauley Pavilion like it was for the women's team last night
interesting.
as well.
Yeah.
So that's the cool part about the hosting angle of it.
Did any of the host schools? Oh, Iowa was the only host school that didn't win, right? Didn't
Ohio
advance
State
this
also
week?
lost.
Oh, they did as well.
Ohio State
Okay.
lost to Notre Dame.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, you're right.
And they've
That's
lost
right.
3 years in a row as a host school. Iowa lost, and everybody's done with their coach, and I think they all need to calm down.
Yeah, I would
Iowa's
say-
right now. Iowa's in this mode of,
Give them a minute.
well, it's just like it's not always going to be Caitlin
No,
Clark.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, you got to let it have. Let it
So,
marinate a little bit.
I'm curious how that whole thing's going to go.
Here's my walk-off for you. This is from Oldsmobile Guy. Dear Dr. Dan, your intrepid producer was asking why everyone looked much older than their age back in the day. It may have something to do with spending every waking hour in plumes of cigarette smoke, whether you smoked yourself or not, and washing down your 24-ounce bloody steak with Kentucky mashed liquor and Pabst Blue Ribbon, methinks. With regards, Marlboro M and J. Daniels. Very well played there. We'll come back with a couple of final thoughts. We're out a few minutes early today for Minnesota Wild hockey. Don't go away.
Dan.
Show wrap presented by American Pressure, commercial grade pressure washer since 1975.
It's the Bumper to Bumper Show Wrap.
No way Tiger would be the most popular golfer on the senior tour. Lumpy has that crown locked down, the local angle. Can you add Lawrence Funderburg to the old-looking guys? I don't remember him looking that old. Do you? I remember him. I remember the player.
Yeah. There was a guy for Kansas that had a receding hairline, too.
Another guy who looked old, Uwe Blop, who used to play for Indiana University back in the day. He did look a little old before his time, one could say. The Enough Said music a bit early today because we're out in just a few minutes for Minnesota Wild hockey on the fan. I want to thank our outstanding array of guests. Well, guest today, Chip Scoggins gave us extended time beginning, at about 3:30. Went to a little long with him because there was so much to cover in terms of coaching changes at the University of Minnesota, his tracking of the Golden Gopher women's basketball team. He's following them like Gaardsy is to Sacramento, where, as we said, the Gophers have been installed as 19.5-point underdogs. Partial score yesterday, I think it was UConn-Syracuse at the half. It was it 56-12 or 65-12? I think it was 65-12 at the half.
It was the second largest halftime lead in NCAA tournament history.
The thing I meant to check, was there some meltdown from the Syracuse coach?
Yes.
Basically saying we're sick of being in their bracket all the time. Was that the charge?
It's like at least 3 years in a row, I think, that Syracuse has been sent to the Connecticut bracket to basically be knocked out by them.
But to be honest with you, would it have been any different if they were in the UCLA bracket or the South Carolina bracket? I'm not sure.
That would be the comeback.
Yeah.
If you're an 8-9 seed, which I think they were, you got to go somewhere.
Dan banging someone on a hairline, that's a thing. That's Eric from Uptown. I'm not banging on them. I'm not ripping them for it. Believe me, I've made plenty of fun about my own hairline. It was just, believe it or not, in college, I wasn't balding. I mean, it happened, But it was many, many years later that it came to me. And it wasn't like an attempt to somehow lessen them. It just was kind of the trademark at the time. So I don't think that's all that necessarily complicated. Antoine Jobert may not have looked that old, but he had a stellar 10-year career at Michigan. What was his nickname? He was a Michigan point guard.
Antoine, what was it?
Was it the Judge? Jobert. Joubert. Was it the Judge? Well, he had a nickname, a very distinctive nickname at the University of Michigan. I want to say it was the Judge, or maybe it was something else. We'll find it for sure. In addition, good work from the letter writers again on Dr. Dan's inbox. We had Louis yesterday. So for the Louis fans, he had to go a day early.
They called him the Judge.
The Judge. It was the Judge. Okay, that's what I thought. Tomorrow's Wednesday. You're jetting westward to SAC, so we'll get Kessler for sure. And the rest of the week, obviously, we want to get a little bit more Russo Radio involved. There may be some more football to discuss before we're done. I did have some more Big Dan stuff to get to. I'll give you the short version right now. I get it. You know, the Cinderella story is part of what we crave this time of year. But I got to tell you, and we may have even touched on this yesterday just on the basis of the coaching, the coaches part of this.
You and I did when I joined you.
Yeah, that's what it was. Man.
Heavyweights.
The heavyweight matchups for me, they're pretty interesting. And if the matchups at the Sweet 16 level are as rich as I think these are, then there's a part of me that says, okay, I can live without the Cinderellas for a year. So what do we got right now? We've got Michigan State, UConn, right? That's a Sweet 16 matchup, is it not? Michigan State versus UConn.
Yep.
We've got, who's Duke playing? Duke's playing St. John's,
They're
right?
playing Patino, yeah.
I mean, that's a great matchup, is it not? Texas-Purdue, I don't know if that's a great matchup, but I like Purdue. I like their coach, right? And who else am I forgetting? Arizona-Arkansas, right?
Calipari against Arizona, who's been number one all year.
I actually am looking forward to the Sweet 16 segment of this event or part of this tournament as any of them in recent years, just because for whatever reason, like you say, it's good team matchups and it's really good heavyweight coaching matchups as well. So I'm actually not offended that, I know what Cinderellas represent, but I like all these very much. I mean,
I can't wait for him.
Duke St. John's?
Yes.
Kidding me?
34 years after
the Leitner game,
after
right?
Leitner knocked out Rick Pitino at Kentucky.
It's outstanding. I mean, and I'm curious. The Spartans are a 3, UConn's a 2, right? So, I like all these matchups a lot. Wild versus Tampa Bay. That's why we are out early today. Safe travels west, and probably have Gaardsy on a decent amount on Thursday if that's workable. And then maybe previewing Gopher women against UCLA, a game you'll be able to hear on the Fan Friday night at 6:30. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We will talk to you tomorrow beginning at 3 o'clock right here on the Fan.